Alright, it's time. I'm gonna clean this. You can't see how gross it is. There it is. See that? Yeah, I'm gonna clean that. I'm gonna put all this stuff away though, because this is post dinner. You would have already seen that in another video of what I eat in a day. You probably hear the youngest one's iPad. She's over there. I'm watching something. I'm gonna put all this away and then I'm gonna get started on the stove. Yes, that is normal life of me being a chaotic person, trying to remember exactly what I am trying to do, which is put away all these dishes that are just kind of sitting there, taking care of the leftovers from dinner, and then I'm going to start cleaning that stove because yes, it was absolutely disgusting. Also, if this is your first time here, hey, what's up? Didn't mean to scare you away. I'm Liz. I am a full-time working mom outside of the home, and I reside in New Hampshire or New England. I am married, I have 2 children, and I share cleaning motivation and lifestyle and grocery hauls and cooking, and I also have a true crime channel. If that piqued your interest, I highly suggest you subscribe, turn your post notifications on all, that way you know whenever I upload. So here I am adding some dish soap into my Grove Collaborative little caddy and adding some hot water because I'm going to be using this to clean down the inside of the stove. It was absolutely disgusting. I'm also going to be using it for underneath the top part of the stove as well. So here I am going to be taking out the burners and the plates, which were gross. I washed them, I hand washed them and then put them in the dishwasher as well. And I have a secondary set that I put on later on in the video. So it took me a long time to realize, like when I was younger, when I was in my early teens, that the actual top of an electric stove comes up. I found it out when my mom was actually in the hospital and I was deep cleaning our kitchen for her because obviously she was in the hospital and I was at home, and you know what, I wanted to be a productive teenager, which is not very common with teenagers now, but I wanted to take care of it. So I ended up lifting up the front of it because there was something stuck, and I was like, whoa, this is insane, and my dad laughed at me when I did it. So I was just using the Spring Meadow 7th generation multi-surface spray to spray down the face of all of the buttons where the knobs go and the top of the stove, and then I'm going to open it and I'm going to use I'm pretty sure it's the vinegar cleanser from Mrs. Meyer's at the underneath. There's a stain that's underneath and I got some of it up but not all of it. It's a work in progress, each layer at a time. I'm walking on air, and every day, every way, I feel I can't lose. When I sprayed it on, I actually let it sit for a good 10 minutes. I was watching something on my iPad before I started scrubbing at it, and I wanted to make sure that the vinegar cleanser sat on that stain for a little while. You see, I just put my sponge into the hot water to try and activate some more of the vinegar to get some more of it off. It did work. It's not as noticeable as it was, but I wanted to try and get more of that stain out before I put it down, and then focused on the oven door and also the inside of the oven. I also have a question. I don't know if any of you guys can answer it, but can you buy replacement griddle plates for an electric stove, or do you just have to get a brand new stove? I'm curious because I have 2 of them where the guards fell off, like what it sits on, and I don't know if you can replace them or not because my front burner just heats up super fast. I don't know why it causes it, but it keeps doing it. So here I am working on the inside of the stove, on the glass itself. This was absolutely disgusting. There was stuff caked onto it, and I tried my best to get everything off. I should probably do one more layer of cleaning or do an oven self-clean kind of cycle with my my oven cleaner that I have. I think it's Easy Off. I try not to do that like more than once in a year. I know that sounds really gross, but because of the fumes, I typically like to wait until it's like springtime or early fall to do it. That way I can have all the windows open, so when I run the self-clean cycle in the oven, with it being on, because there is the oven cycle if you didn't know that, it heats up and it tries to get all that stuff off. So if I run it during like the spring or early fall, I have the windows open and all the fumes can go out rather than sitting stagnant inside the house. I also probably should have done these steps backwards. I should have done the inside first and then the door, but I don't know what got into my brain. I wanted to do the door first and then the inside. I also was very skilled to not get anything on my sweater. I feel really accomplished by that because typically when I clean the oven, I always get stuff all over my clothes, and I didn't this time.
I ain't afraid of the dark. Once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind the rain, bringing life.
So here I'm just finishing up wiping down the inside of the stove, giving it, like, getting all of the extra stuff off. It was absolutely filthy. Like, the water that, yeah, it was just gross. The dirty water that I poured into the sink was like a melted chocolatey brown. It was nasty. I don't recommend. I also fought with these oven racks. I forgot how to put them in. I figured it out. It takes me a little bit. You're gonna see the struggle. It's hilarious. My oldest was actually laughing at me when I was doing it because she was just like, "Mom, you keep doing it wrong." And I was like, "What is wrong?" And she's like, "You have it backwards. You have it backwards." And each time she said that, I was just putting it in wrong each time. So I do end up figuring it out. Trust me, I do. After looking at it like 4 times. See, I got it that time. And then I decided to move that rack down and the other one up. That way I had enough room inside of the oven. So here I'm going to wipe down the glass with my Clean Therapy glass cleaner before finishing and wrapping up this video. Basically, I'm putting my towel back on my stove and I will be giving you a once over. So I hope you guys enjoyed this cleaning motivation. I hope it inspired you to tackle whatever it is you need to get done today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on, all that way whenever I upload. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.